All right, people, we are back. It's been a while since I've posted a video. Haven't had a chance to get some stuff in there. So we're back. We got our review coming up for our last test at the end of the semester. So here we go. It's all about solving equations and inequalities. Okay, so first one is a pretty straightforward two-step equation. You're going to subtract 10 from both sides. And the place people make mistakes here is negative 15 minus 10. Okay, this is not 5, it is negative 25. You have 15 negatives, 10 negatives, that's 25 negatives. Divide by 5, and you've got z equals negative 5. A negative divided by a positive is negative. All right. Number 2. What two properties are used in the following solution? Well, you have to look at where you're at and then where you went. So I have 5b, negative 10, and 20. Well, the negative 10 went away and the 20 increased by 10. That means I added 10 to both sides. So we have addition property. Okay. And then our last one, b is now by itself and 30 is turned into 6. That means we divided by 5 on both sides. And so we have the division property. Okay. All right. So another equation to solve here. This one starts with y on both sides of the equation. So we need to get it on one side of the equation. I'm going to keep the y positive, so I'm going to subtract the smaller one from both sides. It doesn't matter if you subtracted 4y. I just chose to keep the y positive. Okay, so we have 3y minus 3y is 0. 4 minus 3y is y. And then everything else just came down. Okay, it was just brought down. Add 10 to both sides. 12 equals y. All right. Number 4. Got a little distribution here. So we're going to start with distribution. So that's 4y minus 16. You're not going to distribute to the negative 3 because it's not inside the parentheses. Okay. And then combine like terms. And that's negative 19. So the negative 16, negative 3 become negative 19. Add 19 to both sides. You got 0, 4y equals, that's 18. Carrier 1, 2, 3, 4, 48. Divide by 4. Y equals 12. Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. Decide if each statement is true or false. Negative 15 is less than negative 4. Negative 15 is less than negative 4. Negative 3 is less than or equal to negative 12. That is false. Negative 3 is actually a larger number than negative 12. Negative 4 is greater than or equal to negative 4. That is true. And then 0 is greater than 2. That is false. Okay. What best describes the solution of x is greater than or equal to 5? All real numbers greater than 5. All real numbers less than or equal to 5. All real numbers greater than or equal to 5. Okay, so A is missing that it's equal to, so it's not A. B says that numbers are less than 5. That's not what this says. It says greater than, so it's not A or B. It has to be C. Okay. To rent a car in California, you must be at least 25 years old. What are the possible ages of those who can rent a car? So on a number line, again, I'm looking for 3. On your test, I'm looking for 3 numbers on here. I want the number that's in here, 25. And then I want numbers, one number above and one number below, okay? So it says you must be at least 25. That means it's including 25. And then anything greater than 25. Okay, so that would be 26, 27, 28, and so on. Algebraic model would be x is greater than or equal to 25. All right. The air pressure in our tire needs to be more than 30 psi, but less than 33 psi. So this is a compound inequality. So we have 30, 31, 32, 33. So it says the air pressure needs to be more than 30 psi. It's not including 30 psi, so it's an open circle. And then, but less than 33 psi, again, another open circle, and everything in between. Okay. And the algebraic model is 30 is less than x, which is less than 33. All right. Go to the back side. Okay, graph -4 is less than or equal to x. Okay, so again, this one I'm looking for one number above and one number below. This one is a little tricky because it is a negative, and knowing that one number above is actually -3, it looks backwards, but it's really not. That's why we're doing it this way, and it's going to be a closed circle at -4. And remember that this is inverted here, so you've got to think here. Okay, so -4 is less than or equal to x. Okay, so -4 is less than or equal to x. If you can't think of a way to know which way to shade here, pick a test point. I'm going to pick -3 and I'm going to throw it in there for x. Okay, I'm going to substitute in for x, and we're going to see if this is true or false. -4 is less than or equal to -3. Well, that is true. That means that this is true, which means I'm going to shade towards the true side. Okay. Okay, list 3 numbers in the shaded region. Well, -3 is on there. -2 is somewhere up here, right? And then -1. All right. Solve. We've got a negative dividing by a negative on our inequality. And remember, when you divide by a negative, your sign is going to flip. So that's x. And that is going to be -4 is greater than x. All right, so solve next one. Okay, so we're going to subtract 12 from both sides to make our 0. And we've got x is less than 4, which is less than -8. And we're going to multiply by 4. Okay, so whatever you're dividing by, this is division here, divided by 4, we're going to multiply by 4, or multiply by whatever that denominator is, to make our 1. And we have x is less than -32. Okay. All right. Let's keep on going. Let's distribute first. So we've got distribution here. We've got 14x. Distribution is multiplication, just in case you're wondering, which is greater than or equal to 15, which is 15x plus 3. Get x on one side. Subtract 14x. And you've got 7 is greater than or equal to x plus 3. Last step, subtract 3 from both sides. And you've got 4 is greater than or equal to x. We don't have to divide x by anything on this one because there's already a 1 in front of x. There's just 1x there, so you're good to go. Okay, compound inequality time. Remember that the major difference between the problems that we've just solved and this one is that there are 3 sides to our inequality here as opposed to just 2 sides to our inequality. And the 3 sides are -28, the 12x minus 4, and the 44. And you want to move things from in the middle here going towards the outside. Okay, so we want to move that -4 to the outside somehow. And all the same rules apply. As you want to make 0s and 1s here. So we're going to add 4, and we're going to add 4 here. And don't forget to add 4 here. There are 3 sides to this equation, or inequality, sorry. And we've got -24 is less than 12x is less than or equal to 48. Divide by 12, divide by 12, divide by 12. Remember, 3 sides, you got to do 3 things here. And we've got that's x. Bring down our signs. This is 4, and this is -2. So down on our number line, we're going to have an open circle at -2 because there's no equal to sign here. And we have a closed circle at +4 because there is an equal sign. And then it's a conjunction of and, shade in between. All right. So solve the compound inequality on the graph. Okay, so this one is an or statement. So we have to solve each of these inequalities separately. So we're going to solve this one first. 4x is less than negative 20, divide by 4, divide by 4, and x is less than negative 5. Okay, so we come down here and we graph open circle at negative 5, and we're going to shade things below negative 5. Okay. Add 5 to both sides on this one to get started. There's your 0. We've got 2x is greater than 10. Trying to go quickly here, so sorry if it got a little messy there. Okay, so I added 5 to both sides, and then I divided by 2. And we have x is greater than 5. Open circle at 5, and we're going to shade above. All right, that one's done. Our last problem here, keeping our video relatively short. Okay, so distribute in. We've got 12 minus 21x. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 7 is, 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. Okay, the most common mistake I'll see on the test is somebody will say, well, I can combine like terms here, 16 minus 2. You cannot. This is separated by multiplication. You must distribute first. Okay, distribute that number first so that you don't combine the wrong thing. So this is negative 6 and positive 8x. If you put 14 here, that's a big no-no. Okay, don't do that. You gotta go undo that. We've got 12 minus 21x equals 10. 16 minus 6 is 10 plus 8x. Get x on one side. I'm going to keep my x positive. Okay, there's my 0. 12 equals 10 plus 29x. Subtract 10. And you've got 2 equals 29x. Divide by 29. And you got 2 divided by 29 equals x, or 2/29 equals x. Okay, that's it. That's your review for your test. Good luck on when it's coming up.